Hey everyone, this is Nicola with More Than One Stream. I just wanted to share a few things, just some encouragement. I know there's a lot going on in our economy right now in the US, and sometimes as a business owner, with all the information coming through and all the changes that have to be made and all the things that you're not sure what's going on, a little "you can do it" is helpful. But I also wanted to give you some practical application to some of the things that are going on, and hopefully they'll help you. If they do, drop it in the comments. If they don't, ask me some questions. Maybe I can help. Anyways, there's a lot of uncertainty in our market right now. If you are a service-based business or a product-based business, or a combination of both, a lot of things that are going on right now. It is now May in 2025, so you can go ahead and do a search. Google, Chat GPT, whatever, however, the way you search, go ahead and do that search and find out what's going on right now. The truth of the matter is, consumers and the markets don't like uncertainty. And what happens is when there's uncertainty, sometimes people don't choose to buy products and services as easily as they did if it was more certain times. For example, COVID times. There was a lot of things people weren't buying. There's a lot of things people weren't doing. First of all, of course, because of safety, but second, because they weren't needed or because people didn't want it. Like people weren't going on cruises. We weren't flying on planes because A, it wasn't safe, and B, it wasn't really needed. People buy needs versus wants, and sometimes people are buying the things that they want, and sometimes people are just buying the things that they need. Again, last example, the toilet paper rush of 2020. But right now, it's the tariffs. People are talking about them. I'm not an expert. I don't pretend to be an expert. There are lots of references and resources out there that will tell you what's best for you as in regards to the tariffs. However, I did make an observation. We know service-based businesses, a lot of products come from other countries, and if tariffs are being placed on them, they're going to cost more money, which means people may buy less from you. My challenge to you and my question is to you, what else can you do? What else can you do with those products that you have? Or the products that may cost you money, or the products that are in your coffers, that are in your cupboards, that are in your warehouses. What else can you do? If people aren't buying the way that you want them to buy them, is there something else that you can provide for them? Is there a way that you can partner with another company and sell the products to them? Are there other ways of getting the products besides your normal channels? I'm thinking about the pivot when I think about these things. And I know that's another word that people are throwing up right now in business because, oh, you got to change all the things. Sit down and think about what you do have to change or what you may not have to change. Because when you sit down and think it through and determine where can I change in my supply chain in my business, it may help you help somebody else. Like if you're going to offload some product to somebody else, if you can't get it to your direct market, that may help you save some money. If you can be a connector for other people, maybe you can write that into a contract that says, hey, if I sell you these things through this person, can I get a discount? Maybe we can barter. Remember that from back in the day, back in the olden times? If you don't know what barter is, again, go ahead and search. It's basically trading goods from one person to another or one company to another that doesn't necessarily based on monetary value. It should be a fair barter, but barter with other, especially as small businesses. The other thing that I wanted to share was, what if you're a service-based business? How does this affect you? I'm going to give you an example. So my nail lady that I've been going to for several years, I have not been to her in a couple of months. Exhibit A, these are my own natural nails. But she gave me a really, really good example and something that I haven't forgotten. And I went to her after, it wasn't this last election, it may have been the one before, like a mayoral election. It's 2025, so we had a mayoral election approximately 2 years ago. But she was saying that, oh, I'm so glad to see you. It's been slow. I'm thinking, okay, it's the holidays. It's November. You know, that's when our election time here is in the U.S. People are probably getting ready for the holidays. She's like, no, before the elections, people don't come in to do their nails. What? What is that? What? I don't understand. She said people don't come in to do their nails before the election, and her clientele and business really slows down because they don't know what's going to happen with the next administration, regardless of who it is. And she went back and she named several presidents back. So regardless of which side of the political aisle that you're on, she said it didn't matter. People always slow down their nail appointments before the election. So within October and early November and possibly late September, they slowed down on their nail appointments because they didn't know what was going to happen. And I found that very interesting because she provides a service. You know, most of what she does is her time, her talent, and her expertise. Her time that it takes to do the nails, the talent, the skill that she has to do the nails, and her expertise, the things that maybe she does that other people don't do. And time, talent, and expertise are something that I tell small business owners, this is a part of your sale. This is a part of your profit. This is a part of how you make money. It's not just the base product. It's not just the, whether that's a product or a service, it's your time, your talent, and your expertise is what your prices are included. I'm sorry, what's included in your prices. So when she told me that, it just made me think. I mean, yes, she has to buy supplies for her nail salon. Yes, she has to, make sure things are clean. So she buys products for the salon, not just nail polish and files and all the things that go with being at a nail salon. She has to make sure that, the things that she brings in matches in with her clients that are coming in. And if she knows that's going to be a slow time for her, her and her business partner have to act accordingly. So I say that to say that's an example to me of a service-based business that even in times of uncertainty, i.e. elections, especially the last few elections in the United States, people don't like uncertainty. Customers, whether they realize it or not, they're not comfortable with how not knowing what's going to happen tomorrow causes them to spend money. Same as it is with people, it's the same with businesses. I work with a lot of big businesses, and you see a trend. As it is in the instability and volatility of the markets, so as it is in business. Depending on what your business is will depend on how your volatility will ebb and flow as far as your bottom line, but it's pretty much the same concept. So I just wanted to come on and assure you that you can make it, you can do it. You might have to change some things. I guess the word for today is pivot. I do remember that I was going to come on here and talk about the pivot and give you an example with my nails. I had a whole story. Long story short, sometimes you got to pivot. I had to pivot my story. I was pivoting with my how I relayed the story of a pivot, and here we are. So anyways, hopefully this is helpful. Remember your nail lady if you go get your nails done, to be consistent. If you don't, this is probably why you haven't thought it through. It's because of the uncertainty. I don't know what's going to happen next. Do I go get my nails done? Do I not? I would love to. I just can't do it right now because my circumstances have changed. So I had to pivot. Anyways, I hope this was helpful. Drop a comment, ask some questions. Let me know what you think. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.